wanted to come up, you have to unmute your mic.
Here we go. Good morning,
Good
beautiful.
morning.
I just want to say I absolutely love you. I feel like I know you. We work in somewhat the same field, so I know how emotional this was taken back after watching the Dr. Phil segment, Black Goddess. And I just wanted to know because you were there. Did they give these same foolery testimonies in court that they set up and stated on national TV?
The testimony that she consented was Renee's testimony of what happened in the bedroom. The testimony that Tim gave in conjunction with Renee talking about there was a conversation between overheard the conversation between Renee and Akira, and then they had a separate conversation. No, we didn't hear that part in court.
Oh, I get it. And what about the part about his children being a quote unquote mistake?
The only part that he said when it came to the children was, now he did say that when him and Akira, when they first got married, he did say about the she was upside down. He said that. I understand. He said that Attorney Robert asked him, well, did he ever wanted children? And his response was, uh, not this early.
Okay, and I can understand that. And I also can see how they switch the narrative, but I can also see Akira sitting on the bed upside down as a joke playing. I'm finna make this stick because I want your baby.
Right.
So that probably was a joke, but now it ain't a joke because they hit with this $1.75 million lawsuit. But I'm a woman. I'm a 50-year-old woman, and I know that at a point when I wanted my children, and I wanted by this particular man, I might have said, "Oh yeah," but we both know conception doesn't come from somebody being upside down
Exactly.
in this situation. It has to be actual conceived by injecting into the uterus. So that was just tomfoolery, and I'm glad Dr. Phil. I appreciated Dr. Phil's questions more so than Tamron Hall, because Tamron Hall made Brene look like she was getting a platform to tell her lies, but Dr. Phil broke down the lies and threw it back at her. So she just sounded more foolish in telling even her part of the story. But I hate that people are giving her this platform, but it is her First Amendment right. But then they saying Akira wants this clout and money. But what show has Akira gone on? Because I know somebody would love to have her on a show. She'll probably get paid way more money because of the publicity she's gotten in, the situation that she's left in taking care of these children. And she has a real job, a W-2 job, and going to and been taking care of this big, forgive me, this big clown, and she's doing it by herself. So to me, she's more of a a package candidate to come on a show. Dr. Phil don't have nothing but fools on his show. People that he know finna come on there and embarrass themselves. So the fact that she went on there and said, "Oh, it's just blessings on top of blessings." No, I hate that no one's telling her. Well, yeah, plenty of people are telling her, but on televised TV, sweetheart, you did wrong. This was somebody's husband that invited you into their home. And I just think she don't understand what she did. I don't care high school sweetheart or not. You all were not together when y'all were in other marriages. And Devin, I hate it for Devin because what Devin did, and I understand, I love Devin's personality today, but he had low self-esteem back then, and he didn't have the voice to take up for himself and say, I don't agree with what y'all are doing to me. So they somewhat punked him into silence. And I hate that he's being looked at that way. But so they somewhat punked him. And that he's being looked at that way. But men can be broken too. Devin was broken. He was hurt. He loved Brene. He still love her today, to be honest with you. But he couldn't really wrap around his head what was going on with him during that
Right.
time. And the fact that he broke down the whole bed and threw that Jane outside and on top of a truck said how angry he was. But he was a broken man. But he didn't consent to that. He just felt like I have no choice because of where his emotional was.
Right.
That's what that was. So I don't want to take up your time, but I'm emotional behind this too. I'm vested. And keep doing your work, Black Goddess, because you're speaking facts and you have a heart and you just doing what's right. And I love it. So
Thank
thank you
you.
for doing all of that.
Thank you.
You welcome, sweetheart.
All right. Okay, you guys. Make sure y'all keep up with y'all 2 minute clock so we can get everybody in as much as possible. We're starting from the bottom up. Please don't speak out of turn. The bottom up. So the next person is Key, and then it's Pressure, Pretty Girl, I'm sorry, and Superstar.
Good morning. Good morning,
Good
chat.
morning. I'm
I
sorry, baby.
was
You're
on
talking.
here watching the show with you when you was on live, and I just wanted to say, did you notice when Dr. Phil had asked her about the dates and she looked over at Tim like, help me out? No, you say it because you finna say
Mm-hmm.
what really going on, but you trying to make sure y'all on the same page. And then when Tim got to talking, he biting his lips because he know he
Mm-hmm.
lying and he just confused on like, okay, what can I say and what not to say. And then it really tripped him up with the how many times he was cheating. He had to make sure he secured his bag because he didn't want to be. He was like, well, yeah, under 10. No, it was more.
Right. I most definitely saw that when they was talking about 2013, 2014. Yep. She
Yes,
most definitely looked in his face.
she was confused. Like, yeah, you need to help me with the right date so I
Yeah,
don't
because
slip
people
up.
be eating her up about them dates.
Exactly. She knew from when she went on Tamron Hall how y'all lined it up for her. Yeah. She was like, this can't happen this time. And it still happened. And then what really tripped me out is the how she sat there and kept saying with Tim, Dr. Phil with Akira's husband. Yes, because that was her husband. Why are you trying to skip that part?
Girl, she was when Dr. Phil kept saying Akira husband, she kept saying Tim.
Tim.
I was just like, girl, come on, be for real.
Yes, like Tim. And then talking about some, it was inappropriate to tell in the video to say, she can't wait to be Mrs. Monica, which is I am today. Baby, that's not cute.
At all.
That's not cute at all.
At all.
Mrs. Montague, that's oh this that old ex Mrs. Montague, $1.75 million. Insane.
Yep.
Well, thank you for having me up,
Thank you,
VGB.
love. Thank you for staying within your time too. Next, Miss Pressure and Diamonds. Did you
Good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
BG, I love you.
Thank you. I love you
Thank you
too.
so much. I mean, I feel like you my sister because you from the same state as my parents. So shout out to the sit real fast. But the prefla of lies that
Mm-hmm.
these two characters, I'm gonna try to keep this as PG-13 as I can because I don't want to be the one to get your page flagged.
Yes, ma'am.
But my mom, God rest her soul, always told me that a liar has to have an exceptional memory.
Mm-hmm.
And there's no muscle memory with them with these lies. The
Mm-hmm.
changing of the dates, the changing of the circumstances, the implication that she stayed silent for a full 2 years when she couldn't stay silent for 2 seconds.
Right.
I preferred the Dr. Phil video interview over the Tamron Hall show because I don't think she asked the necessary questions. I think Dr. Phil did a better job because he was applying that pressure. She would say one thing and he would be like, no, no, no,
Right.
Tim, Tim, that's
Yep.
not, that's, you stole this woman's husband. And
Mm-hmm.
it was done with intention.
Yes, ma'am.
Hence the videos that were found on said laptop.
Right. Your clock is running down, Miss Pressure.
Okay, so I just want to say I love your content. I'm gonna keep following your page, not to imply that the others aren't getting it right. It's just my preference, but
Mm.
thank you, and please continue to keep us informed because
Thank
they
you.
need to stop. God
Mm.
ain't through with them yet. That's all I'm gonna say. Y'all ladies have an amazing day on purpose.
Thank
Thank you.
you. Thank you. You too, beautiful. Hi, pretty girl, London.
Hello, good morning. Can you hear me?
Good morning. Yes.
Yes, I watched the Dr. Phil show and I did not. I heard Brene say that they were high school sweethearts. If they was high school sweethearts, I thought that she should have left it in high school. But to me, another theory came. They were high school sweethearts. They got married. And she can't stand the fact that some have had moved on with another woman and had kids because I don't know no woman. I had a matter of fact, I had a college sweetheart. He have moved on, got married by somebody I went to school with, but I don't love them enough to interfere in their marriage.
Right.
So it dawned on me that them because I just found out yesterday. I mean, when I watched the clip, the little rerun clips that they was high school sweethearts, and I felt that jealousy came upon her, and she wanted to intervene in that. And that's really sad because was Tim worth $1.75 million?
She said he was. He was worth it
And
all. And now all of a sudden she retracted.
right, because she know that's a lie. I feel like jealousy is a evil spirit, and you have to be careful with that because you never know what.
Retracted.
Right, because she know that's a lie. I feel like and you have to be careful with that because you never know what type of bed that you gonna make because of jealousy.
Right.
This is a hard bed that she's gonna have to lay in, and she's gonna have to suffer within because she's never gonna tell the truth about her marriage with Tim, the real side of it.
Right. You got
You
back.
know what I'm
Take
saying?
it slow.
It's heartbreaking because kids is involved, and not only they missing out on their dad is missing out on raising them. You know what I'm saying? Because you never know what your kid's going to become in life. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying? And you wasn't there to watch them grow up, and that's the sad thing.
Mm-hmm.
I love your content, and I think you do an amazing job, and I follow you because I actually followed you to understand because when I kept.
Mm-hmm.
I love your content, and I think you do an amazing because I actually followed saying this Brene and Tim. I actually followed you to figure out what was going on because I never knew. So you had brought me up to speed, and I was like, thank you. Actually followed you to figure in because I never knew. So you had brought me so much because I didn't have a clue on what they was talking about because the last I have seen her, she was doing nails
Right.
and up to speed. And I was like, thank you so much because I didn't have a clue on. I have seen her. She was doing nails,
Right.
and it just went left from there.
No. Mm-hmm.
So thank you.
Thank you, love. Good morning.
Good morning, BG and everybody. I just wanted to have an intake on the Steve Wilkes part. I know a lot of people asking, do we think she's going on there? I don't think she's going on there. And the reason why I don't think she may go is because I feel like Steve already showed his hand towards the situation. I feel like if he may have reached out to her privately and basically kind of like set her up like, hey, we would love to come have you on the show and, come tell your story. And then he do what he do. I feel like she would have went for it, but I feel like he already kind of showed her that he don't believe her, like, oh, like he know what type of person she is. So I do feel like she may get scared and don't go. The only reason why she probably would go is a pride thing, but I really don't think she'll go because he already showed his hand. But I hope she go because I know he gonna do that lie detector test. He gonna do that, hopefully that DNA test, and he gonna ask the right questions, and he also gonna tell her about herself. See, we told her about her, but I don't think somebody as big as Steve and Dr. Phil and somebody that can really just tell her, about herself have did that. I feel like Steve Wilkes will be the perfect person that'll kind of get her, what I'm saying, to take accountability and maybe get the help that she need, because I feel like something is mentally wrong with her, and I feel like he probably would be able to expose what's going on with Brene. But that's just my intake.
Thank you, beautiful.
Y'all have a good one.
You too.
Bye.
I think that with everything that I think that she wouldn't go. Not so much the fact that he already exposed himself, but you already know what those shows are about. They're just like, I'm actually shocked that she will go on Dr. Phil and acting like she don't know what type of time Dr. Phil be on. Dr. Phil addressed these issues that people have, the lies that they like to tell, the delusion that they live in, and he um causes them or tries to show them that that what they do is not right. And so she knew, and for Dr. Phil to challenge her and for her to still think and feel like that was a good opportunity, that was a good moment. All I know is Brene is trying to live in the lie that she created, and she want everybody to believe this lie. Could there be some truth to her story? It could, but how much of it is truth and how much it is a lie? And I feel like there's a little bit of truth, but we most definitely seen a whole bit of lie. And if there's more lies than the truth, then that truth. I mean, if there's more lies than the truth, then the lies that overshadowed the truth. You know what I'm saying? There could be a possibility that Akira said something to her, and maybe to get her response, and both of them failed miserably. You understand what I'm saying? So that part could have been true. They could have been. She could have been, but we won't know that. You understand? Because there is no proof. What we do have proof of is videos and things that she have done and things that she have shown that most definitely put out there. You're bleeding. You don't cause people to bleed. Don't put this in there. Let me see. Take them out. And we gotta get some alcohol for you, okay? Okay, it's all right, baby. What we do see and know is that there's a whole bunch of videos and evidence that she had that Brene did. Even the videos that she found on the marital computer was still recorded by who? Yours truly, Brene Kennard. Come on, superstar. Superstar, did you mean to come up? You're muted if you did. Going once, going twice. All right, Bossy.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning. Are you able to see?
Ma'am?
Are you able to see your timer?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, this is my thing. Am I the only one feeling like the whole high school sweetheart thing, as in like, that makes me feel like everything was intentional? Like, why would you want to be around your high school sweetheart so much with his new wife? You see what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like, come on now. It's no way y'all been supposedly so much of a high school sweetheart and not have no type of intentions on feelings. It's no way y'all been supposedly so much of a high school sweetheart, but intentions on feelings, being around each other damn near 24/7.
Hmm.
That right there already let the world know that it was intentional. Cause who in their right mind have had sexual intercourses, with someone and want to be playing up around their wife, kids, and stuff like that? Like, that don't make sense to me. And for them to go on that show and say that, you putting it out to the world right there that everything was intentional. Y'all still had feelings. You played in that lady face, around that lady kids, and you think that was okay? You know what I'm saying? Like, am I the only one feeling like that?
Mm-mm.
Cause that don't make sense to me. Cause I'm not gonna be around my high school sweetheart playing up around his family like that, thinking that's okay and coming on a show like mention it. Like, that would be the last thing I mention to not make people think it was intentional.
Right.
But that's all I had to say. But to each his own.
Thank you, love. Thank you, love.
Okay.
Right quick, before Leah, Lalea, I think that's how you pronounce the name, comes. One thing she said that just jarred my memory is that, last night Brene kept saying, she said on Dr. Phil, one thing she said that just jarred my memory is that, last night Brene kept saying, she said on Dr. Phil when we rewatched it, she said that in the video, she kept saying she couldn't wait to be Mrs. Montague, which she is now. And then she went on a step further and she said that I said I love you a whole bunch of times. She would not tell. First, she lied and said there was only 2 videos when it actually was 3. Then she Dr. Phil was like, well, while you was in her house, you was making these videos. She was saying, yeah. But then she also said towards the end was that she made the statement and said that she was madly in love with Tim when they were in high school, but she didn't love him like that. You know what I'm saying? She loved him, but she didn't love him like that. So my thing is, if you was not in love with him and you did not want to be with him like that, why was you making these videos confessing your love for him like that? That's the question. Why was you making these videos expressing this love, this romantic love? Because it was not a brotherly love. It was not a love where a friendly love. This was most definitely still a romantic, I'm still madly in love with you type love. And this is why she said in the video, I'm so glad that we're doing this again. Go get your shoes. I don't know how to say your name. Layla, is it Layla?
Yeah, it's Layla. Hi, BG.
Oh, I like the way you spell. I'm good.
I just have one question. I've just been dying to get up just to ask because I feel like Brene been told on herself. I feel like when she goes and say, "Oh, he done this before. He did this before." There was no alienation of affection for the other ones. So your argument was or is that he cheated before and she didn't follow no suit. So she's trying to say, okay, so yes, I cheated with him. So, but why am I getting prosecuted? That's how I'm taking it
Yeah.
with Renee. Because she keeps bringing it up, and it pissed me off when she brought it up again. Dr. Phil, he did this before. He did it. He cheated before. So you're saying and you're insinuating that he's cheating with you. Why are you being picked out of it? Because you were in her home playing in her face. She just don't understand. And she pisses me off.
Very contradicting. Very contradicting.
I just don't understand why when she says that nobody is rebutting, like, okay, so you're just saying that, okay, because you cheated, why is she pressing charges on you? I want someone to call her out on that.
You notice that Dr. Phil would not let her go. Like,
Nope.
he would not let her overlook the fact that it was an affair. No matter how she kept saying no, no matter how she kept saying, she kept trying to play around. Even when he introduced Tim, he said
Exactly.
he introduced Tim as the person who affair triggered a 1.75 million lawsuit.
Exactly. And I love when he was like, oh, so you were just over there being inappropriate. And she said, yes, I was over there being inappropriate.
You hear me?
Duh. That's why you got a lawsuit.
Exactly.
Well, that's all I wanted to point out because it seemed like nobody is calling her out on that statement every time that she said it.
Come on, baby. Right. Put something on your face.
Thank you. You can chop me down. That's all I wanted to say.
Okay, you too.
Mama, where you going?
I gotta go to work, but I'm finna drop you off at your grandmama. Hi, She. You ready?
Hi, greetings everybody. Greetings everybody. And thank you.
Are you able to see your clock?
Yes, I am.
Okay, great.
Okay. I have this case is like really big, and I want to start off by saying that the eyes never lie. First off, Tim and Brene whole demeanor is very telling. Their mindsets are very telling. And the fact that they keep doing these interviews and people are saying, why do they keep doing these interviews?
Wait,
Because
let me get a little bit of the tomatoes. Can I have a little bit of the tomato?
their eyes, let them keep doing it on these interviews because they are definitely incriminating themselves. Definitely. And the fact that they don't realize that is also very telling. I had made a comment on somebody posted say they were saying how Tim could talk about his own bloodline. For a woman to sit next to a boy and giggle and laugh at him degrading his ex-wife, also his children, is very telling. A boy in survival mode is very dangerous. And that's what Tim is. And I hope that Brene keeps asking for people to give her grace. She needs to ask God for grace. Because the wrath that she's going to have, it's not going to be good. So you asking people, you get online and you document a whole affair and you want somebody to give you grace, is mind-boggling.
Yes, ma'am.
I pray for all of the individuals in their mindset because they cannot think in today's age that this is okay whatsoever. And I pray for those kids because for those kids to grow up and I appreciate Akira keeping them out of the limelight and keeping them, protected as a mother should. But they don't know nothing about that. I just pray for those
Yes,
kids.
ma'am.
I just pray for those kids because this is not okay. It's not okay. That's all I had to say, and thank you, BG. I appreciate it. I don't know how
Thank
to
you. You're welcome, love. I got you.
That's all I had to say, and I appreciate.
You're welcome, love. I got you. All right, the diva.
Good morning,
Thurn.
BG.
Diva, thank you. Hey.
Good morning. Listen, the delusion continues. I don't understand this. I think what's bothering me the most, Tim is such a disappointment to being a man. You have children that are being affected, and he's not phased in any way, shape, or form. That's bothersome to me. But I think the one thing that bothers me even more, yes, she betrayed Akira, and with grace, Akira handled it. But the fact that this another person, another human being that she shared a womb with, has been with this man, that in itself, aside from Akira, should tell her this is a no-no. And it's disgusting. We just passing fluids back and forth at this time. She felt threatened, and then here comes Akira looking like Akira looking, and carrying herself the way she is, and she just, I'm gonna win him by any means necessary. Brene, you did not win a prize, my love, and not you can skin it any way you want to. He's not a prize. He's a joke, and I pray that he gets with some real men to sit him down and talk to him, because he's failing miserably. Brene needs to just stop. She just got to stop, because the more she opens her mouth, the more ridiculous she sounds. But she shared a womb with another person that's also been with her husband, but they were in love, right?
Yeah.
Misery. Thank you, BG. Thank you, chat. Y'all have a good day.
Thank you, love. Good morning, y'all. Make sure that you guys are watching your clock so we can try to get as many people up. So far, so good. Okay. You're next, Shell.
Hey, BJ. I'm usually just a silent watcher, but I just had seen a video of when Brene went to Build-A-Bear, and Brene Build-A-Bear says July the 5th. But I thought that they didn't have any romantic feelings until July the 6th. So I was just confused on that and wanted to bring that to anybody's attention. Did anybody notice that?
There was a lot of things that we noticed that are very questionable when it comes to Renee. In the court documents, she stated that her and Tim didn't have a romantic relationship until June. She said on Tamara Hall, it's been July. She's seems to forget that her dates are off and wrong with a lot of things. So yeah, there's a lot of things that we notice about her timeline and her time frame with things that just don't add up.
Okay. I just wanted to bring that to your attention, because I'm like, wait a minute. Things say the 5th. She say the 6th. I don't know. She crazy. All right, thank you.
You're welcome. Antoinette, you can come on, love.
Hi, good morning, BG.
Good morning.
Okay, I just wanted to give a little couple points because I've been watching the case. Or however, my thoughts on the Brene and Tim situation is Brene never moved past high school. We see all these people like that we graduated with on Facebook and they never got out of the high school stage. Her mental capacity cannot move past the age of 17 or 16. Tim knows that. He knows that she's struggling mentally and she's not a full functioning adult. So he's taking advantage of her. He's taking advantage of her just so that he could be a deadbeat baby dad. And he's taking advantage of her. He's taking advantage of her. It's just really what it boils down to is that he wants to leave his family because he wants to live a life that's free. He doesn't have to have any responsibilities. We see men do this all the time. But he's preying on Brene because he knows that she doesn't have the mental capacity of a woman to say, hey, I'm not going to indulge in these different things with you. But he's preying on Brene because he knows that she doesn't have the mental capacity of a woman. I'm not going to indulge in these different things with you. Or, hey, you need to go home to your family and take care of your kids. He's knows that she's not going to do that. And I feel bad for Brene because honestly, I'm not going to indulge in these different things with you, family, and take care of your kids. He's know that for Brene because honestly, she needs to go and like talk to a therapist or something because there's something in her life that she hasn't moved past, and that's why she can't get over the age of for Brene because honest or something. Because there's something in her life that she hasn't moved past, and that's why she can't get over the age of 16 or 15 or whatever. Whatever happened during that time, she's never been able to move past it. In her life that she hasn't moved past, and that's why she can't get over the age of 16 or 15 or whatever. Whatever happened during that time, she's never been able to move past it. So yeah, I think she needs therapy. What she did was wrong, but I feel like Tim has just never been able to move past it. So yeah, I think she needs therapy. What she did was wrong, but I feel like Tim is just doing what every no good baby daddy do, and that's just what it is. But I feel like Tim is just doing what every no good baby daddy do, and that's just what it is. That's all I got.
Thank you, beautiful. I most definitely feel like she needs to pass a therapist, psychiatrist with a mental eval, for sure.
Exactly. Yep. Okay, my time's up.
Thank you,
Honey. Can
love.
you drop me down?
I can. I got
Okay.
you. Hi, love. You're next.
Good morning, BG. Good morning, chat. I just had a question for you guys because I know like you work with the courts and stuff, and I know that they still have this open case with the cyber stalking coming up in a couple weeks. I just wonder like what your take is on, or if you have an idea of what may happen, considering like they were full on speaking on her name, speaking on the children. And then another thing that crossed my mind is with the open case, Robin actually gave a statement to the show. So, like, being that Robin gave a statement, are they able to talk about it, or will this affect the cyber stalking case at all? Like, do you have any, being that about it, or will this affect the cyber stalking thoughts or input on that? That was just my only question.
So, you have the cyber stalking charge, and then also you have the PPO, right?
Yeah.
So it's not going to produce anything new as it relates to new charges, but most definitely could be used to solidify what Akira has been saying when it comes to Tim and Brene. And it is a violation, you know what I'm saying? It is most definitely a violation because even at the end, she talks about, Devin started dating somebody else. Then she said Akira. Then also she mentioned the children, even though she did not call them by name. There are certain things that, she could do that she to get around those kids, to get around answering certain questions. She could have just easily said, well, I'm not allowed at this moment to discuss those certain parties, or I'm not allowed to discuss this, which is why I do feel like Dr. Phil was most definitely mindful with the way that he was handling Brene, because what we learned when somebody, I think it was somebody came on live last night. I think it was Miss Nail who asked the question about when was this recorded. So it made perfect sense. Like when we first watched it, we didn't like, it was like, wait a minute, what else do she have up her sleeve? Because now we know that the motion was denied for a new trial, but this was prior to the motion. I mean, not, it was prior to her going to court, even
Right.
though the motion was filed. So there were certain things that he was just, mindful of when it came, to her. So she could have avoided saying certain things, but I'm gonna say this is gonna be very interesting to actually see how, how this is gonna come up in court and how it's going to play a part. I don't know. I do not know. North Carolina seems to be a little different, a lot more lenient with situations that I've seen throughout the almost 2 years to be exact of this been going on. So it's gonna be something. I know people when you look at the time frame, people think it's almost 3 years, but no, it's almost 2 years. Literally almost 2 years. It started the end of 2023, but everything didn't really jump kick until 2024. So we've gone through a whole official year where we're almost finna hit the 2 year mark.
Right. Well, I appreciate you for answering that. I don't want to take up anybody else's time, but I was just curious how that would play out in court, just because I know they still have an open case.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Y'all have a good day.
You too. Ugh. See the moon. I'm gonna get a couple of more people up, y'all. And if y'all don't, I need you guys to stay within y'all 2 minute mark. And so we're going to start from the bottom up. So if you're here, get this, mama. My baby bus did not come, so I'm gonna have to drop her off, and I'm not ready. So I'll be listening, but I cannot. I won't be able to see you guys. Please make sure that you guys keep stay watch on your 2 minute. I will be bringing you guys up. Stay watchful on your 2 minute. Please don't go over. Um, I don't
Can
know
you
if I
hear me?
have
I don't
moderators.
see the clock, BG.
Cause we have um
Clock, BG.
cause we're gonna start from the bottom up.
Okay.
So I'm just kind of like telling everybody. So I'm about to finish getting dressed. I will add some more people, and y'all just stay watchful when we do the 2 minute clock, okay? If not, I don't know if I have moderators in here, so you may get dropped. If you get dropped, it's because you went over your 2 minute mark, okay?
If you could just drop me down, I have no idea how to.
I don't know if I have moderators in here, so you may get dropped. If you get dropped, it's because you went over your 2 minute mark, okay?
Drop me down. I have no idea how to do it.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Thank you.
Big Ivy, you're next, love.
Okay. I just wanted to like point point out the level of immaturity that Brene has. I'm only 1 year younger than her, and I just feel like the Dr. Phil show just really highlighted how immature she is. The way that she excessively laughed when he was like, "Oh, well, you know how, having a baby works. The man puts and the woman puts the way that she excessively laughed, that's something that a teenager or a preteen would laugh at. And it was just so hilarious to her. I absolutely do think that she is stuck. She's definitely stuck in the past, and I do believe that she was. I believe the story of her being forced to not have a child. Since that just came out, I've started seeing more videos where she kind of is like slyly mentioning, oh, if you had a baby with someone, and then right after that, she always stops to say, oh, but this isn't my situation. I fully believe that that was the situation, and she hasn't been able to get past it. And yeah, it's sad to see. I do believe that she is dead stuck on trying to, have this life with Tim that she saw when she was 14. And just the fact that you would go on national television and be so proud to tell the world that you were having an intimate relationship when you were that young. It's sad. Somebody needs to sit her down and get her together and tell her less is more. Stop telling so much. But at the same time, yeah, keep going on tour, keep telling everything because you're only making it worse for yourself. Yeah, that's all I have.
Thank you, beautiful.
No problem.
Travetta.
Hey BG, I just wanted to keep it brief. I think that um I really wish Akira were would file for full custody of her children because he's showing and proving every time that he doesn't love his children. He doesn't love them. He doesn't want them.
Hello?
And all because of this young lady. That's all I have to say.
Thank you, love.
Hello?
We're going in line, baby.
Oh, okay.
Good morning. Y'all hear me?
Good morning. Yes.
Yeah,
Are
I
you
don't
able
see
to
a
see your clock?
oh, it just started. Okay.
Okay.
So a few things I wanted to hopefully I can put the screen down. Hold on one second. Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I feel really, really bad for Akira. I feel bad for Devin, and I definitely feel bad for the kids. A few things I didn't get a chance to say yesterday was basically I wanted to address
Hurry up.
Dr. Phil said, um, why did you end up at her house? And then she was like, oh, well, I was going through things in my own marriage. Is that, et cetera, et cetera. And he was like, so you decided to go over to another woman's house and sort things out with her husband? And then she thought it was so funny. No, nobody really knew what I was going through and stuff, with the opposing parties, and Tim. And then she kept on, and Tim. Like, really, Akira did not know what was going on. You know what I mean? You consulted with Tim, and Tim allowed you to come over there. And I pretty much felt like that was premeditated. Because you could have went to a hotel. You got enough money. You could have went to your mama house. I'm sure you got other family members, but you only want to specifically go over there to stir up controversy in her home. So you got into their business, studied everything that was going on, consoled that woman's kids, and sweet talked him behind the scenes, and premeditated all of this. Like, it's insane to me. Another thing that bothered me is how he takes no accountability for, like, he had no partake in creating the kids. But every time he brought up how was the kids made, it was always thrown on her. Well, Kira did this, or Kira did that. Kira passed out. Kira was upside down. So your sperm didn't work. You didn't inject yourself into her. Like, the whole situation is just sad. I know I got 5 seconds left. The last thing I know, I'm both 2 seconds over. 2 seconds over, BG. I'm sorry. She said she did not drink, but when you got to their house, you drank so much that you started making these inappropriate videos. Why did you start drinking when you went over to their house? And that morning when you did the little booty shake video when you was brushing your teeth, you was drunk that early in the morning brushing your teeth. A lot of things she's contradicting herself and going on these talk shows. A lot of things are about to start coming out. So let her keep going. Let her keep going, because there's no way in the world you was drunk that early in the morning brushing your teeth to the point where you were just mysteriously recording and he came up behind you twerking. You weren't drunk. It's just an excuse she's using, and definitely it's all planned. But thank you. I'm gonna drop myself down.
Thank you, love.
Okay, good morning, y'all. Good morning, BG and
Good
family.
morning.
I've been following Brene for a while, ever since she was lying on them titties to get reduced. So, I thought I was the only one kind of picking up on things that wasn't making sense to me, how she treated Devin. But now that we're in the situation that we're in now, did I miss? They didn't talk about when Akira was pregnant for the third time. He didn't say anything about that part. Like, you want to make up excuses about the two other babies that's here on this earth, but you never said nothing about the third one. Tim, I always got the ick on him. He seems like an opportunist. He gonna be on to the next. Once he finds somebody better than Brene, he gonna ice her too. he just all for himself and all about money. He don't care about the kids. And Brene, why is you attracted to a man? Why does your woman part even work for a man that don't take care of his kids and don't give a damn about his family? I wouldn't want to marry no man like that. I don't even know what's wrong with her. She been a narcissist. She's been lying. This is nothing new if you've been following Brene, because I always knew that she was just a devilish person and she tried to hide behind the words of the Lord, which I never understood. Brene is not an ugly woman. It's just her personality that makes her ugly. So I don't really talk about her looks like that, or body shame her. It's just her personality and her not being held accountable or her taking accountability for her actions as a woman. I feel like she need to apologize to Akira because your blessings is not going to come, baby. You keep on stepping on toes, it's never going to come. Nothing good is going to come to you because you playing in God's face and you messed up a matrimony for both of you guys. And that's all I got to say. I don't have to say nothing else, y'all. So y'all can drop me down.
Thank you, beautiful.
Bye-bye.
Netta,
Good morning. Sorry. Good morning. Um,
are you able to see your clock?
yes, ma'am. It just started. Good morning.
Good morning.
So I just want to initially say that I really did like Brene. I started following her because of her nails and things like that. But the thing is, Brene is just lying, and I cannot take it. Like, the lies just be so ridiculous. And things like that. But the thing is, Renee is just lying. The lies just be so ridiculous. And I just don't understand why she lies so much. You played this out on the internet, and you know that. And for Tim to be such a loser, it burns my soul because I don't understand. You gonna really sit up there and say you didn't love this woman? You loved her. It's just that you are such a loser that you go with the best thing that got the money. Like, I just seen a video about them being in Houston and he wanted to go to the Dallas game, but Brene said no. Why you couldn't just go alone? Why you couldn't get y'all a ticket or convince her to go? It was like he had this sob look on his face. And he did not grow up struggling. It's just the lies that they constantly tell. July the 6th was not the day that y'all started dating because y'all was in Kansas in May. And what makes Renee think that she is such of a woman that Akira gonna say, oh, you can have my wife and think it's okay? Yeah, Akira was playing chess, not checkers. Who do y'all think y'all are that I'ma really let this fly? And for him not to love her, he said he was crying. Why are you crying if you don't love Akira? But I digress. And I just hope Brene just heals and get her life together because at this rate, she's just going down. But anyway, y'all have a blessed day and hope everyone just does great in life.
All right, thank you, love.
All right, bye. You can drop me because I don't know how.
Child, you so messy. You're next. You have to unmute. Did you mean to come up?
Hey y'all.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I have a question. So my question is, child, ain't this a mess? Brene is just. I think it's like. I don't know if I can say that. So I ain't gonna even say that. I think something is wrong upstairs. Like. Her mama should have got her and her twin. Like, they should have been. They should have been diagnosed with at a young age. They've been had some problems within the family. So I think that when she's doing certain things, it's really just she's really serious. And to us with common sense, it's like, how is she doing that? I think it's like a sickness. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. My question I have is, do you think that, so with Tim getting on here talking about basically hinting towards
but he basically saying that those kids not his, or he don't know if that's his kids. The way he's saying stuff like that, since he didn't have a hand in it or whatever. So, cause him saying that Akira was upside down is making it seem like she was doing the upside down motion for women that's trying to have like that's using the turkey based method, and they just lay upside down like they trying to make it happen. So if he feels this strongly about that and he don't have no involvement in the kids, is it possible? I don't know. I don't have kids. So is it possible that like on Akira's side, it could be requested that he let go of his rights, or he has to do that on his own?
I don't think that they would terminate his rights for saying that. I just feel like they
To do that on his own.
I don't think that saying that. I just feel like how they may see it is that, hey, he is just stating that he didn't want children this early, or anything. I don't think they'll penalize him. I don't
Right.
think Akira wants Tim's right to be terminated, because at the end of the day, she may understand a lot of things the children don't. At the end of the day, they're still his children. And when you look at it, because I know that's a question that a lot of people been asking or alluding to, it's the fact that these kids are clueless to what all of this means right now. But eventually one day their eyes will come open. So like the decision of the course is always going to be in the best interest of the children, is for them to have two parents, involved in their lives in any ways or in any means possible and necessary. And also too, we see a lot of things and that's very questionable as it relates to, do he really love his kids? Because when you really love your kids, you don't make statements like that. Even if you wasn't ready for them, that's something you keep in your head and it don't ever supposed to come past your lips.
Right.
So like that. Even if you wasn't ready for them, it don't ever supposed to come past your lips.
Right.
So I don't think that they'll take it. I know people say, oh, they should give, Kara didn't even want to put Tim on child support. She wanted him to voluntarily just do what he's supposed to do as a father. But when they don't do what they're supposed to do, you just have to go ahead and deal with the reality of what you're dealing with and do what's best in the interest as it relates to financially being able to take care of your kids and holding the other party responsible. So that's how that ended up getting to be. And I understand that perfectly, because I too was like that for a year. I gave my daughter's father, that opportunity to pay child support. And when he did, okay, it's no problem. I'm not going to go back and forth with you. I just
Right.
take it to the court. And that's how we fight.
Well, thank you so much for answering that question. Y'all have a good day. Hey, friend. Bye.
All right. See you later.
Okay.
I'm going to bring others up, you guys. But it is see you later.
Okay.
It's very sickening. I just don't know where Tim's head at, inside of this. I want to believe so badly that he loved his babies. Like, I want to believe that with everything in me, with every fiber of my being, that this man, love his babies. I want to believe that. I'm not gonna say that. Despite it being questionable, I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt and just say he caught up in a moment right now. Cause I can't, and I won't say a lot of stuff too, because when it comes to that, I try to tread very lightly, because I know that these babies are going to see this one day. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want what I say too to be an effect, to be an addition to what is being said in that way about their dad. But baby, when I say he a poor excuse of a man, he a poor excuse of a man. Real bad. Real bad. Let me let some others up. We've been doing really good, so y'all make sure that y'all keep up with your timer. Also too, we're starting from the bottom up, so wherever you fall from the bottom up is, you'll know that you're next, okay?
Okay. How you doing, BG?
Hi.
Hi, chat. I just was thinking, I'm a master social worker, and I'm studying to get my master's in social work, and I'm studying a lot about
Period, girl.
I'm
Period.
studying a lot about the mind and like different things like that. And I think when Tim talks and he says things like, I never loved my wife and stuff like that, I think he's telling the truth. And I think we have to look at that and analyze that he is a master manipulator. He's been manipulating Akira for years behind her back, making her think that he really loved her, different things like that. But he allowed her to struggle. He allowed her to stress. He allowed these things to take place in her life. And when you think about somebody who loves you, like my fiance would never allow me to do that. He takes care of the bills. He takes care of me. He makes sure I'm okay. He would never, you know what I mean? So when Tim says things like, I don't love my wife or I never love my wife or stuff like that, I think we should believe him. I think he's being honest. I think he's actually living in his truth in those words. Not speaking down on Akira, but I think Akira and Brene allowed him to do certain things, and I won't bash her because she's a victim. I've dealt with infidelity too, so I understand. But I think he was allowed to get away with so much stuff, not pulling his weight. And therefore, he learned to get over on women and to manipulate them and take advantage of them. And you know what I mean? And he's doing the same thing with Brene. And he's going to do it a lot longer with Brene because she's a fool. But I do believe him when he says things like, I never loved my wife. I truly believe that. I truly believe that he has been manipulating his entire life. And, that stems back to the upbringing and the mom and the dad and blah, blah, blah. But yeah, that's just my take on it, BG. I honestly believe him. I believe him. He's a piece of crap. I do.
Thank you, love.
No problem.
Well, that's a different perspective, and we all agree to disagree. And I think that Tim puts on a front, and the reason why I say that is because the messages. I know. Listen, love is an action word. You know what I'm saying? I've been a part of relationships where I would say that I knew a person loved me, but I also knew their level of selfishness. You know what I'm saying? And when you operate in selfishness, you can love two things can be true at the same time. I think he loved Akira. You understand what I'm saying? I do feel like he loved her, but I also feel like um I feel like he loved her. I do feel like he loved her. Were there times that my mind is going real fast, y'all, because what keep flashing before me is these text messages, the communication, the things that other people testified to. In the beginning, yes, it was a rough patch for them. What if we was to talk to people who was married for 50 years? I'm pretty sure that they can tell you a lot of things that had transpired and went down, right? I do feel like he loved Akira. I felt like he was in love with her. Um, my question would be too, if Tim had plenty of opportunities to walk away, he didn't. You know what I'm saying? He absolutely didn't. If it was so toxic when you cheated the first time, why did you reconcile with your wife? Like, these are questions that, I also look at and want to go a little bit further, into addressing, because it don't make sense. He get on national TV and he tries so hard to say that he don't. When a person get angry with you, that's just like you may have had a loving a person that was married and been a part of a loving marriage, and all of a sudden 20 years of marriage has gone down the drain, and then this man act like he don't even know you. Y'all become complete strangers, or the wife act like she doesn't know you. You wouldn't even think that these were the same people. So things happen and things do change. But when I say I question a lot of things that happen, like the timeline when it comes to Tim saying that he does not love his wife and he was never in love with his wife, but you was married to her for 5 years, going on 6. Going on 6. 5. Well, yeah, it was going on 6 had they not gotten divorced last year. So, put something on your lips. So when I say I question a lot when it comes to them, when it comes to him and his statement of saying that, when that girl was on the stand talking about how she almost, her and the baby almost didn't survive. Both of them weren't supposed to. Him in his statement of saying that, when that girl was on the stand talking about how she almost didn't survive. Both of them weren't supposed to survive. And then she said the baby made it and she wasn't supposed to survive. That man that was the first time I saw him go from being rah, rah, rah to literally tearing up. Like he had to control his emotion when Akira say, I was in and out of consciousness. She said I was in and out of consciousness. That means something. Why is you tearing up? Why is you in court crying? Why is you in court crying? Could we say that at some point he may have fallen out of love with Akira? Yeah, we could argue that, but then when the lease was signed for him in January. Love boy, where my keys? The lease for him was signed in January. So he had nothing but chance and opportunity to walk away. He had somewhere to stay in January. Why didn't he leave? Why was he still being intimate with somebody who was toxic? Somebody he didn't love. He had Brene to smack him however she wanted to smack him, but why was he still dealing with his wife? Like, those the questions that I see, and I see everybody's point, and I love when you guys, was he still dealing with his wife? Like, those the questions that I love when you guys, come and you give a different perspective of things, and y'all think, because I don't ever want you all to feel like your what you're saying is wrong, because two things can be true at the same time. But like you're wrong, because two creates more of a conversational piece type of topic. Keisha, you next, my love.
Hi, good morning, BG. Good morning, Chad. How are you guys?
Good morning.
BG, I just got two questions for you since you were at court. So I know Tim Mom is Team Brene right now, but when Akira, and I can't remember if her mom got on the stand or whatever, but when they explained, we bought cars, we supported, we sent money because he couldn't provide. Did she even look uncomfortable? Like, these people doing more for my son than I was, because it seemed like you didn't do much raising for him. And I get he grew up poor, but then when your son in college, you couldn't send a cash app or Zelle. It seemed like her family did the bulk of all the work with raising the grandkids and even helping your son out financially.
Yeah, right. No, she did not look uncomfortable. That part was not even mentioned, even with Tori. I think the person who probably was the most truthful when it came to the situation. And as much as we don't like her, but I have to say, was Imani, which is Tori. Y'all hear me say Imani and y'all hear me say Tori, but they the same person. They are Tim's. That's Tim's sister. But I do feel like she was honest in what she was saying. Do I feel like she witnessed Akira and her brother having conversations and heated, arguments? Yeah, but she never, one thing she didn't say, nobody did address, was why was they having these issues. It came out that about the wax stuff, the reason why she threw it, and she wasn't purposely trying to throw it on him. She just knocked it down because she had found out about the infidelity when when she was pregnant with the second baby. And so that's the part that I think people miss as well too, is that Akira was pregnant with their second child when she found out about Tim's infidelity. That's the woman, the woman that she was confiding, was telling Brene about when she was confiding in Brene, talking about. And can you imagine being pregnant? You're high risk. You're told that you or your baby, you or the baby would not make. It's a possibility that one of you guys she said for sure that if both of them didn't pass away, one of them would pass. God saw fit that both of them would actually be here. But can you imagine you're going through this? You know what I'm saying? And then the part about her mental health and her doing this and doing that, I felt like that in that moment or whatever she was going through, that there was a possibility that those were some issues or things that we need to take into account of her mental state while she was pregnant. Her husband was cheating on her. She out here doing everything she can to hold down the family. He in school, she supporting him, and then boom, you know what I'm saying? You cheat on me? You can't be loyal to me, and I'm over here doing everything. And once trust is broken inside of a marriage, it takes a while for it to be rebuilt. You know what I'm saying? And so that's what, and she needed the reassurance that nothing was going on, that you're not going to betray me, only for you to turn around and you do it again. But you do it with somebody that I had around our children. You do it with somebody that that was close to me, like a sister that I saw as family. But yet you're telling me, I see what I see, but you're reassuring me that it's nothing, to the point where you go and you degrade the mistress who literally tried to prove, your point. So I think I probably got away away from your question, but I just was thinking about that too, in conjunction to what, to what you were saying. So
And I totally agree with that. And then I just also wanted to know, how do y'all feel? And in the chat, I want y'all to say or type it. How do y'all feel when people keep or they keep saying, "Oh, we want to tell our truth. We want to tell our truth." When in court, that's your time to shine. That's your time to say everything. Bring it up if you can before an objection. Like everything you need to say, especially with wipes and all that type of stuff. I would have objected, asked more questions, did something. But then you got all these platforms and you still getting shut down. You're still, nothing that you're saying has been brand new that smacked the whole audience like, oh my God, that really happened? Nothing
right. Absolutely right. I absolutely agree with
has been brand new that smacked the whole audience like, oh my God, that really happened?
absolutely right. I absolutely agree with you. I think everybody has been waiting for that moment where she was going to shut down, shut it down, shut down what Devin was saying, shut down what Akira was saying, and the best you had was that. And I guess what was supposed to, listen to me, you guys, when I say this, I think the moment that her moment that was supposed to be the aha moment was supposed, I honestly believe this. I believe what was supposed to be in the aha moment of all of this is that Akira was the one who actually consented. Akira was the one that had this conversation with her, telling her to be with her husband. You know what I'm saying? Akira was the one that was pushing her onto Tim. I think that was supposed to be the moment that was supposed to have stunned everybody, and it didn't do nothing. It was like bringing a KNIFE to a GUN fight, and she threw it and it had no power. You understand what I'm saying? She threw it IFE to a GUN. She threw it. You understand what I'm saying? She threw it and it had no power because that was ludicrous. It was ludicrous for you to sit there and say that this woman consented and you didn't feel a way of her. You saying she consented, but you weren't mad to say, girl, what's wrong with you? Now her and Tim say, oh, that was weird. He said on the show that it was weird. He said that she said in court and on the show that it was weird, but y'all weren't mad enough. You didn't feel like that was disrespectful to your own marriage, to your husband who you're supposed to be madly in love with here, but y'all weren't mad enough. You didn't feel like that was disrespect husband who you're supposed to be mad at him. You just cried. You didn't tell her, bruh, what the F is going on with you? You get that stuff right. But in the text messages, he kept telling Akira that he was not saying that he wanted to. He kept sending I love you with no spaces in between because that was their little thing. It like that was supposed to be the moment, the aha moment that literally shut everything down when Brene said that Akira consented, and we were supposed to be like, oh my God. So you mean to tell me she told you to be with her husband and you went on ahead to be with her husband? Now she wants to sue you? Girl, now. Like that's what she wanted us to do, and she didn't have that. She didn't have that moment. She did not have that moment. She didn't have it. Come on, lovely.
Hi. Um, so I'm gonna try to get everything in one before my time is up. Um, for Brene, God sits high and look low, and you using him through this situation is not okay. We all have a judgment day. Tim, as far as his kids, your kids gonna see this when they get older. I don't know if you're thinking about that, but they gonna see this when they get older, and the way you put in everything, it's not gonna be good for you. Because they gonna feel not wanted. They gonna feel like they was a mistake, and I don't think you want to make your kids feel that way. We can love someone and we can be in love with someone, and for you to say that you didn't love your wife. We can love with someone, and for you to say love your wife. um I feel like no, you wasn't in love with her. Love your wife, in love with her, but you loved her. It's a difference. um I think she was a opportunity for you. You say you were going through things, your family was going through things. Maybe at that time you was looking for a place to stay and not wanting to be with her. I think you wanted to grow and get yourself up there to where you had the things that you was missing, far as a home, and all of those things. I think you just wanted a roommate at the time to get where you needed to be in life. Men are very narcissistic, and they will use you till they can't use you no more. And I think that could have been the case for him, with being with Akira. She was just somebody to use at the moment, not knowing that he can, fall in love with her. Um, but to get on television and go on all of these platforms and say these things of you don't love her, like that's insane for me. Um, Even with Brene, we watch you,
Yes,
Brene.
ma'am. Be mindful. Your
Oh,
timing went
I'm
out.
sorry.
You can,
I
but
wasn't
you
even
no.
paying attention.
I know. But you got another 10 seconds to you can wrap it up.
Yeah, Brene, we watched you and you put your whole life on social media. So a lot of people who watched you, like we watched you seeing the things that you was putting out there. So for you to get on TV and on your platforms and act like nothing, you didn't do anything, like that's insane. I wish you the best and I pray for you.
Thank you, love. I think that also too. I also think too that I feel like how there are sometimes when you look at a woman and you look at a man, and sometimes you look at that man and say that what he doing with that woman. You know what I'm saying? Because you look and you say the woman is beautiful, she well put together, she got this going for herself, she got that going for herself, and then also too you looked at the family that she comes from. Then you look at a man sometimes, and vice versa. You want to know why that man is with well, on the reverse side, you want to know why he's with a certain woman because he's well put together and this, that, and the third, right? Tim, Akira already said that she had a type, right? We all have a type. But also, too, that's just like me. I love me a thug man. It's something about that thuggish, ruggish type guy. And I knew that from when I was younger. Even though I didn't date, when I was younger, I had little boys that I called my boyfriend, but I was not hunching in high school. I was not hunching in high school. That's another thing that I don't understand. And to those who were hunching in high school, to each his own. But I didn't lose my virginity until after I graduated high school, which was the night that I graduated high school is when I lost my virginity. So I didn't have this thing where I was tied to a person. And not only that, because I understand they said that when people lose their virginity to a person, that connection be strong. Baby, I didn't have I didn't have no soulish ties to the man that I lost my virginity to. I didn't. And to be honest, he was a white boy. You know what I'm saying? I was in an interracial relationship, but I didn't have no ties to him like that. It was what it was, and that was that. And so, I feel like some people do go through that phase where they are, kind of tied to the person that they may have lost their virginity to. So I feel like that's why actually, Tim said she took his, but she also took Devin's as well. You know what I'm saying? So that could be like a connection as well. But my thing going back to Tim, I wonder, because of how he was raised and stuff like that, I wonder how much of the way that he was raised as a child. Like, did somebody talk to him a certain way? Did somebody treat him? Did somebody not show him love? You know what I'm saying? You would have thinking that I mean, and it probably could have, because who else would know that story other than Akira? And the way that she poured into Tim as a wife, not because of a football career that she was hoping that he would get, because Renee said this, she wanted him to go to the NFL so she can kick up her feet. And she had every right to kick up her feet. She done bore 2 children into this world. Not only that, she done financially covered and carried the family as the unit. You understand what I'm saying? But also, too, I feel like Akira poured into him. Now, we can all look at it from different ways and say, okay, Akira was weak, Devin was weak. We can all say a whole bunch of stuff. But the way that girl has literally, the strength that she has displayed inside of what we call the so-called weakness of her and what she did, I feel like she did what she was supposed to have done inside of a marriage. Should she have been a little open-minded? Yes. We all can look back at things that we've done and say that, hey, yeah, I didn't do this right, or I should have. When I tell you, Devin and Akira took accountability for allowing certain boundaries to be crossed. When I say allowing, mean that they didn't speak out. They take accountability for that. You understand what I'm saying? And so, but what you don't see is Renee and Tim take accountability for not creating a safety net for their marriages at all, period. They don't take accountability. It's all, oh, the relationship was toxic. That's just like she asked the question that why she asked Renee asked Akira on the stand, well, why did you want to stay in a marriage if it was toxic? No, ask Tim why did he stay with his wife if he felt like she was toxic. You see what I'm saying? You're asking Akira, but you're not asking Tim these questions as well. You want to come at Akira from the standpoint, but Akira wasn't saying that her relationship and her marriage with Tim was toxic. She just said that I'm glad that I've gotten out of a toxic relationship once she realized the truth. Once she realized the truth, and once her eyes came open to the truth, she realized that what she was in toxic. Did she see it toxic within that moment? She did not. But Tim said that he always saw it toxic. So if it was toxic, why have 3 babies and try to produce a 4th one? If it was toxic, why did you stay 5 years? You had all the opportunities. When your wife found out about the infidelity, you could have went on ahead and shut it down. Yeah, did he probably stay there for convenience because he wanted to, get through? Yeah. Tim wanted a come up. Tim wanted to be financially stable. He did not want to struggle. And so his way out was Brene. He just wanted Brene's money. He just wanted to use Brene to get to where he thought that he should have been further along. If it was not for him, he messed himself up when he came on social media and bashed the way that he did with his now ex-wife and the way that he did his children, he ain't gonna never be able to really recover from this. He's gonna be stained. Y'all know how back in the day you had a woman who would sleep with a bunch of men and she was forever stained. This is Tim the stain himself. He ain't gonna be able to ever come back from this level of foolishness. Even Brene. Now, the only way that they could come back, now I'm gonna say this, he can't come back on their own. It's gonna take nobody but God himself. Only way that they could come back, he can't come back on their own. It's gonna take nobody but God himself to fix it. It's because God can restore in ways that we can't even imagine. So it's gonna take an act of God to really bring them back from all of this craziness. And it's possible. It's possible. I hope that we see the day that she's just openly say that I was wrong. You owe 1.7. Well, baby, when I tell you that stuff is growing interest, it's growing interest. So now you can say it. You know what I'm saying? Why is you study trying to hold on to that lie? But her moment was she wanted to, I'm sorry, you guys. She wanted to say that Akira consented, and she just really thought that was going to be the moment that we was going to be like, oh my God, Akira, how could you? Akira, no, you didn't. Akira, why is you suing this woman? You ought to be ashamed of yourself. That's what she wanted us. And just like she said that she wished she had waited to she announced it too soon, and she was expecting us to accept it. And my question last night, what was she expecting us to accept? Her soft lunch of Tim. She was expecting us to accept that she had moved on with this married man and pushed out her husband. You hear me? I'm so sorry. Y'all, come on, Miss McDowell forever. You coming, Miss McDowell? Did you want to be here?
Yes.
Okay, love.
I've been following you in this case for a while. I've been a silent viewer, and I think you've done awesome work. But I just was watching just the clips I saw on TikTok about this Dr. Phil interview. And it just stunned me how Tim got on there, sat there, and said that he was never in love with Akira. He said how Tim got on there, sat there, and said that he basically said that the two kids were a mistake and that his marriage was a convenience for whatever situation they were in. But like again, just watch. I don't follow neither Tim nor Renee, but just watching the little clips I would see on TikTok, and like everyone has said, like Brene literally posts everything, and that's what she does. She's a content creator, whatever. But for Tim to get on there and say that, like, he literally posts everything, and that's what she does. She's a content creator, whatever. To get on there and say that, like, it was just interesting to me because I go back and I see clips of Brene saying that she married Tim as fast as she did so she wouldn't be in sin. But then I listen, it was just interesting to me because I go back and I see clips of Brene as fast as she did so she wouldn't be in sin. But then I listen to Tim's interview with Dr. Phil, and I hear him saying that it was a marriage, like he didn't love Akira, never loved Akira. For the 5 years they've been to Tim's interview with Dr. Phil, like he didn't love Akira, never loved Akira. For the 5 years they've been together, he's never loved her, no. And I just feel like just watching their family and just the little things I saw. I mean, we don't know everything. I never loved Akira. For the 5 years they've been, no. And I just feel like little things I saw. I mean, we don't know everything, but I just saw that I feel like their family is a religious family. And I think with them being some of the things I saw, I mean, we don't know everything. I feel like, and I think with them being so young when they did get married, that it was like, hey, won't you guys go ahead and get married so you wouldn't be in sin? So I definitely think they were put in a situation sort of kind of like that. But which, again, I feel like they've grown and they had kids, their marriage grew. I really think they were put in a situation sort of kind of like that. But which, again, I feel like they've grown and it is what it is. But it just baffles me that Brene sits here and just makes up these things in her mind that she's doing right when Tim was doing the same thing with his marriage with Akira, but it's nothing. Brene sits here and just makes she's doing right when Tim was doing, but it's nothing is right with her. Like nothing was right with her. It was all wrong. I never loved her. No. The kids were a mistake. But like you can sit there boldly and say that, but everything you're doing with Brene is right. Like it just doesn't make sense to me. And so I'm just like, it just like, because Brene literally got on, I don't know if she was on Snapchat Live answering questions, or I don't know how, doesn't make sense to me. And so I'm just like, it just like, because Brene literally got on, I don't know if she was on Snapchat, it spurted out of her mouth by saying that they got married because they didn't want to be in sin. So it's like, I just feel that is exactly what Tim and Akira did. Mind you, that they got married because they didn't want to be in sin. So it's like, I just feel that is exactly what Tim and Akira did. Mind you, I was also in a situation like that. Me and my husband have been together for 10 years now, and we got married because we didn't want to quote unquote be in sin. And yeah, it's rough, like especially when you don't have the full blown out marriage and like what you imagine that a marriage would be like or being married would be like. But still, you have to work out things. And I just feel like everyone's noticing and saying that Brene was definitely Tim's way out. And so that's all I got to say, because I just had to connect the dots. Like, again, I don't know their lives and I know, I can only assume, but to sit there on Dr. Phil and say you never loved a woman that you married and you had 2 kids and now they're a mistake while you're now with your new wife, I just think it's absolutely absurd. And that's all I have to say. I appreciate the time.
You're welcome. Good job with that.
Thanks.
Hi, beautiful.
Morning. I've been following the case for a while between you and Ninja. And I got on Ninja Live. This is what I think. I can't between you and Ninja. And just this is what I think. Fathom anything else. He is under a love spell. If you pay attention, I've been paying attention to every little detail all the way from the beginning. I'm an older lady, but I noticed her nails. She used to be on my page, clacking the nails. He is under a love spell the way from the beginning. I noticed her nails, clacking the nails. He is under a love spell. Now, just not too long ago, he was crying and pleading for his kids. They wanted the kids. They loved the kids. You're not going to take my kids away from me to spell. Now, just not too long ago, he was crying and pleading for his kids. They wanted the kids, my kids away from me to, I ain't want them kids. I don't love her. You can tell by his eyes. It's all in the eyes. If you pay attention to his eyes before, when he was with Akira, before Brene moved in, to now, you can tell by his eyes that he is under a trance. She put a love spell on him. That's how bad she wanted that man. And also did a destiny swap with Akira. Akira got her money and she got the bullshit. Oh, I'm sorry. She got the bull. I can see beyond some things in the spiritual world, and this is what I've been getting off of these people for a while. I've been following this just as well, just, not going live, but just within you and Ninja, and it's a love spell. If he go and get this love spell off of him, y'all will see everything crumble. He's gonna want his marriage back, his kids, and it's too late for all of that. It's too late for all of that. But look at Black Goddess, I want you to go to an old video because you've been doing your thing. Thank you. You've done a beautiful job. Getting the information out, covering the story. And I know I'm probably going over my time. I'm gonna wrap it up. But go to an old video. Look at his eyes. And then go to now and look at his eyes. It ain't the thickness of his face. It's the darkness in his eyes. She got him under a love spell. I'm from the South. They do it so fast, and not knowing now. She's wondering. She shell shocked. Like, how did it not go right? How am I not winning? How I got the man, but that's all I got. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody's against me, and no, to me that's what it is.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank
Thank
you.
you, beautiful.
You're welcome.
We're going in order, you guys. So go in order in the way that you have come up.
Hey, good
Yep.
morning, everybody. Can you
Good
hear me,
morning.
BG? Good morning. I just really quick. I got married young myself, right? And before we went and got married, as Christian people, what we knew to do was get in front of good godly counsel. And so far, I have not seen where Brene and Tim are like, you know what, let's get us in front of our pastor. Let's get in front of the elders. Let's get in
The
front
mama
of
girl, the mama
somebody who can
girl.
help us navigate this thing. And when I heard Tim on Dr. Phil say, yeah, my wife, meaning Akira, wanted to go to counseling, I said no. But that is because he's arrogant. And when the young lady just spoke before, she said you could see it in his eyes because he's trying to prove to everybody, look how removed I am from my feelings about Akira and my old family and my situation. That is because you don't have the humility to get in front of somebody who would rebuke you. And that's biblical. And I'm not a preacher and I ain't that deep or nothing. But even the Bible says it is foolish to refuse good godly counsel. And they refuse to do it because they don't want nobody to tell them nothing. And they want to feel right. They want to feel like, look, we're trying to do it the right way. We don't want to live in sin. You was already in sin. You had started down that road before Tim left his wife. And any man that won't cover his wife is a coward. Any man that would leave his family to go sit up under somebody else's wife is a coward. And they both deserve the smoke, but you can't tell me as a believer that yes, this is the right road. This is not nothing that God would write this But you can't tell me as a, as a believer, this is the right road. This is not nothing that God would write the script for. And I'm not trying to speak for God, but I don't believe that this is a thing that God wrote in the book and said, yeah, this is a thing that I'd like to see. I don't think he did that. I think he was very confused when he saw the script changing. But for folks who used to be all up and through the church, where is y'all's pastor? Because I'm old enough to remember when the church would make you get up in front of the church and tell your sins out loud. I don't like that idea, but the very least, bring them into the office and say, what y'all doing? What's
Right.
going on here? Sit
Right.
down and let's talk about this. Let's walk through this. And, I just don't think that even if it's just therapy, a counselor that's not their pastor or anything, they're just, they're going on people who's just going to let them tell their story, but they're not getting in front of anybody who's saying that was wrong, y'all. This is wrong. And that's all I wanted to say. Thank you, BG.
Thank you, love.
Yeah, no.
I want to say real quickly before me come up, that the mama, I guess the mama, the mama is the pastor, honey. And y'all already know how I say what I feel about Lakeisha Jones and the foolishness of what she allowed and stuff. Because you hold your kids to, you have to hold your kids to a standard. If you're gonna teach the word of God, you first have to be that example before them. You can't be teaching them about fornication and you allowing them to shack up and be fornicating all in your house and stuff like that. You can't do it. You can't tell them about the Bible, but you don't teach them about adultery. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's what they counsel was, the mama. She got her own little Bible, and that's what they govern themselves by, and that's just that, and that's why they in there. But I do agree with Elle, because baby, yes, there was a time where you get called out for what you're doing, and yeah, standing up before the church, having to confess your sins, and this, that, and the third, and do a whole bunch of stuff. But they need most definitely some spiritual counsel. But something is most definitely wrong, because anytime you think that God would take somebody else's husband away from them just to give them to you, baby, you ain't right. You just ain't right. Hi, Meeks. You muted, girl.
Hey, can you hear me now, girl?
Hey,
Hey, y'all.
beautiful. Hey.
Okay, I'm trying to make this quick, girl, because oh, Lord, I can go
Look,
all
I'm
day.
not finna even look. I saw you. I'm so sorry, y'all, if I seem a little by, but Meek, I'm not. I saw you. I said, nope, I'm not finna put a time on her.
Yes, God, because, baby, this is a mess, honey. First of all, hey, everybody, and hey to all the bald heads on here that know who I am. Let me try to wrap this up, y'all. First thing first, I want to address y'all. Do y'all remember there was a video that Tim and Brene did a while back, and somebody asked them, do they see themselves together, or do he see her as a girlfriend?
Yes, ma'am.
That is how he felt. He did not want Brene. He did not want her. Whatever she did, whatever dollar she dropped, is what bought the marriage. Okay? Let me tell you, whatever she did, he is indeed, in fact, under a love spell. But I remember, y'all, he said nope so fast they couldn't even get the question out. She was so mad and upset that he didn't, you know what I'm saying? Oh, like, dang, like, why would you say that? Man, she was so embarrassed. And that is what he be trying to do. So basically, because they in this situation and he knows he's the reason that Brene has to come up out of this money, he is trying to do everything he can do to save the money. Because remember, he maxed out with Akira family. He has to come up out of this money. He is trying to save the money. Because remember, he maxed out with Akira family. He done took 70,000 from the mama. He done took 40,000 from her. And he probably took 90,000 from the tax income. Just saying. But he just the type of person that if it got money involved, he went with his next move. He is motivated by money. Okay, y'all, this don't have nothing to do with what he's trying to do now. The reason why he's denying his feelings for Akira, let me tell you why he denying his feelings for Akira, which y'all really don't realize. He denying it because she pregnant now. He really mad. And the fact that she moved on, he didn't know she was pregnant. When that belly popped out like that, oh, he's so mad. Oh, he hate her now. See, y'all think it got something to do with the situation. Now he really mad that he can't really speak his real true feelings. He done let his real wife, got away playing game, trying to run behind some money, and now he's stuck with a woman. He's stuck with a woman who titties to the floor. Excuse my language. Titties into the floor, baby, and need to wrap a fishnet around it and put them back up. And she talking about something. Oh, I'm getting all the hate comments. They talking about jump off a bridge. Somebody said, when you jump off a bridge, can you do a backflip with it? Because at the end of the day, you did this to yourself. Baby, ain't no way a man that look like a bullfrog in the face will have me spending $1.7 million. Who? Then y'all know, y'all can see that he done lost a little weight. He ain't over there eating. See, that stress weight. He want us to see that he done lost weight. We see you lost weight. You still thick. Look just like Finesse 2 times. Baby. See, that stress weight. He want us to see that he done lost weight. We see you lost weight. Look just like Finesse 2 times. Baby, I ain't got time. Brene getting everything she deserves. And if you ask me, the way that girl had that miscarriage and went through everything she went through, you really ain't getting enough hate. And in fact, you on there smiling and getting looking like Quagmire off of American Dad. You just smiling up there. Just smiling. Baby, you ain't won no pride. You ain't won no pride. You got a Chinese pit bull on your hand, baby. Baby, let me tell you. Baby, that's all I got to say. Let me get off here because I'll be all day. But what I'm telling you, Will Black Gotti, it is indeed a love spell. She thinks she won something. And she likes that he defend her online because everybody else is already bullying her. So you see how he got up this time and he's trying to make it seem like, oh yeah, this was my first love. How you gonna totally X out everything you and your wife had going on? Basically, he done basically just denied everything. Oh, she laid upside down to get her pregnant. What in the Chinese myth is going on? Sir, you went in her without protection more than twice. So how is it just all Akira fault? That's crazy work to me. He ain't got no accountability. Why not just say, I did have feelings for my wife. We grew apart and I want to be with Renee.
Say it, girl. Say it. Yes.
Oh my God, girl. What is really going on? What's the real tea? Talking about some she laid upside down. Nigga, I done laid upside down many times and get pregnant. What is he talking about? Come on now. Come on now, y'all. Come on, Saints. Come on.
I'm screaming. Oh my gosh.
Like, they trying to make us think we crazy. No, y'all ain't gonna gaslight us and you didn't gaslight Dr. Phil. They thought they were gonna gaslight Dr. Phil. Dr. Phil made them look like a fool, baby, at the end, because they didn't know he was gonna say that. But I want somebody to interview them, BG, and really get on their tail. State the facts. Why y'all giving them so much grace? They done told the same lie 2 times, 3 times, 4 times. We don't want to hear that. What the court documents say? Why did everybody, all the jurors, unanimously voted that you were guilty? And then she told myself, I'm just Brene. You just Brene. Jurors unanimously voted guilty. And then she told myself, I'm just Brene. You just Brene. You just Brene. You just a home wrecker. That's what you is.
I love it.
Brene. You just Brene. You just Brene. You just a home wrecker. That's what you is.
I love it.
She's a home wrecker. I'm just gonna call it what it is. And then they talking about some, please give me grace and give me mercy. See, she tried to compare herself to Bathsheba and David.
Do you hear me, girl?
Let me go and understand why please give me grace and give me mercy. See, she Bathsheba and David.
Do you hear me, girl?
Let me go and understand, walk y'all down real quick like in NLE Chopper. First of all, David was very sorry for what he did. He was very remorseful for what he did. And in the midst of that, they lost their first son. First of all, David was very sorry for what he did.
Yes.
And in the midst of before they had Solomon, come on now,
Say it, girl. Say it.
see,
Say it,
Solomon
girl.
was the blessing after they repented. Come on now. You
What you
want a
say?
baby so bad before they had Solomon. Come on now. Come
Say
on
it,
now,
girl. Say
Saints. After they repented. Come on now. About a man who you wanted since high school, since you was in the 3rd grade, that puppy love. Okay, now you finally got him, and you still have you laid upside down to get you a baby because you ain't got now yet. God don't bless no mess.
I
God
promise.
don't bless no mess, and you ain't gonna have now. You ain't gonna have now yet. God don't bless no mess, and you ain't gonna have now. You ain't gonna have now. That's what it is. And then you done destiny swap with Karen. Cause ain't no way I would Korean, whatever her sister name, I would have wanted nothing that my sister had. Nothing. You sold with Karen. Cause ain't no way I would have nothing that my sister had. Envious of your sister because she's the prettier twin, and now you have bought Tim love, and now he can side with you. And you can tell there's some conflict going on because I seen some Facebook posts. I said, yeah, they ain't on good terms. And you know that Tim got her believing that he didn't double back and have sex with Akira, during that time when they said that it was said that they did double back one time and do it. He got her believing that did not happen. That girl believed everything
Girl, it
that
was
man
multiple
said.
times. It wasn't one time, Meeks. It was multiple times.
She is crazy. She is crazy. She keeps thinking, girl, y'all, let me get off here. Cause let me tell you, I had to clock it, baby. I had to clock it, y'all, cause it don't make no sense. It does not make no sense how delusional these folks is. And then talking about, yeah, they told me to go jump off a cliff and jump off a bridge. Girl, we know you don't even do jumping jack. We ain't worried about you jumping off of nothing. Ain't nobody gonna make you jump off of nothing, cause you don't care. You are the way you was smiling on that stage with Dr. Phil, like she had no won a prize, y'all. Mickey Mouse Clubhouse relationship, God, ooh, God, these folks crazy. They think they in high school. Y'all, they act like middle schoolers that they still got. These folks crazy. They think they in high school. Y'all, they act like middle schoolers little crush on each other. But he definitely under a love spell. Because Tim really is mean. He's a mean person. He's really not a loving person. He's really not a crush on each other. But he definitely is mean. He's a mean person. He's really not. And you can tell. Tim want Akira back. Tim can't get Akira back because Akira has checked out. And he knew once she fell. Tim back because Akira has checked out when she, like in his mind, oh, she done got pregnant? Yeah, oh, we definitely done. Yeah, he know it went no way for him to even out. And he knew when she like in his mind, oh, she done got pregnant? Yeah, oh, she definitely no way for him to even it ain't even a thought. You can't even go back. You can't even go back. And then to say your children was a mistake twice is crazy work. And like I said, they both need it ain't even a thought. You can't even go back. You can't even go back. And then mistake twice is crazy work. And like I said, they both need a mental health evaluation real bad. Cause I believe them folks on powder. I'm just gonna say it. Something going on. And like I said, they both need real bad because I believe, I'm just going to say it. Something going on over there in their house because ain't no way. And then Dr. Phil said, so you must have made a mistake. How you make a mistake and get the baby, get her pregnant the second time? But how you make a mistake and get her pregnant 3 times? You hated her so bad. You didn't want her so bad. Child. But y'all called me back. Y'all pulled me back up when y'all need me. I'm going to step down, BG. Child. But y'all called me back. Y'all pulled step down, BG. I'm going to step down.
Baby, I think me and the chat thoroughly enjoyed you, girl. Yes.
Yes, honey. Yes, honey. Y'all, wait a minute. Y'all before I go, make sure y'all send them gifts. Make sure y'all double tap. Make sure y'all support BG. I love BG. You know what I'm saying? She really has done a great job covering this situation, y'all. But I'm finna hang the phone up. Hang me up, baby. Take me down. Take me up covering this situation, y'all. I'm finna hang the phone. Hang me up. Take me down.
Okay, me. Thank you.
Hi, superstar. Hi, I can.
Okay, cause I'm new to this. I was on here before. I'm new to it, so I'm sorry about that. I didn't know where to push the mute and all that. But first, I want to say I am very proud of you. I had started following you. You kept coming up on my For You page when you first started talking about Akira, and I've been following you ever since. And I think you're doing a wonderful job. I just wanted to tell you that. That's first. The second thing I wanted
Thank
to
you.
say is, you're welcome. The second thing I wanted to say is, I was married for 17 years and I've been divorced for 4 years. And I was married to a narcissist. And I think that's well, I know. It seemed like Tim and Brene are narcissists. So they meant for each other, but they're going to both be their own downfall. The stuff that they're doing, I was like that. I was like Akira and Devin. I'm real quiet. So everything that they're doing, it sounds like they're narcissists. But I can tell Devin happy and I can tell Akira happy. And I'm team Devin and Akira. And I just want the best for both of them. And they gonna get the best because karma's a coming. It's coming for both of them. And it's probably already in came, but we just haven't seen it yet or heard about it yet.
Right.
That's all I wanted because I ain't gonna go over my time. But I just wanted to say I'm very proud of you and I love you and I've been tapping and y'all tap, tap, tap too. And I'll be watching you later because I know you'll be on tonight, right? Will you be on tonight?
Yes. Yes, I will.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna get off of here. My time is up, but I'll be on tonight. You have a good morning. And bye,
Okay.
chat. Bye,
You
BG.
too.
Okay.
See you later, love.
Okay, bye. Drop.
All right. Bye. I'm gonna let these two ladies go and then I'm getting down, you guys. I'll be back on tonight. Yep, Steve most definitely did. We can't wait for it. Hey, yo, go girl.
Hey, good morning, BG. I just wanted to back up what Superstar said. I just wanted to get on here and say everything happens for a reason. And I feel like God removed Brene and Tim from Akira and Devin's life for a reason. They did not deserve that treatment. They did not deserve anything that they got from these two, and they deserve each other. Karma is real, and their time is coming. We don't know. It may not be today, may not be tomorrow, but karma is coming for them, and they are going to be taught a lesson. And I'm so glad that Akira and Devin, held their composure in this situation because a lot of people would not. I would not have been able to. But
Yes.
yeah, I can't wait for Devin's case to come up because he has all the tea, and he's going to open up a whole new can of worms on Brene, and I can't wait for them to crash and burn. I just cannot wait for them to get the karma that they deserve because in life, everybody has to learn a lesson. Yes, I'm sorry that this happened to them, but it just opens your eyes and make you more aware of people and just to, be stronger and smarter. Um, so that's all I wanted to say.
Oh, thank you, love.
All right. Thank you. You have a good day.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Hi, Tatiana.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm good.
Oh, I just wanted to, this is my first time up here. I just wanted to mention this. I don't think anyone, well, not saying anyone doesn't, but I really feel like from my point of view, he resents his kids now that he's on child support. I think at one point it was a competition between them two where he just wanted to fight for their love, but now it's at a point where he resents those kids because there's no way out. So with him saying on Dr. Phil, he basically didn't plan those kids. It's like a way of saying like, I'm on child support now, so why should I be responsible for some kids I didn't want in a way? And then also I truly believed he loved his wife. It's just now at a point where he feels like he's in too deep. And even despite them getting divorced, I feel like a part of him felt like they would have still been back together because of he's so used to her forgiving him and just moving on when things weren't going right. So I really feel like he's a narcissist. I know everyone's saying he may be under a spell. No, he's fighting because he doesn't want to be wrong in the situation. But that's all I had to say.
Thank you, beautiful. I was just thinking about, because like y'all, when I tell y'all that weighs so heavy on my heart every time I hear people say it, because y'all know how I am. I give people the benefit of the doubt, and I be wanting to see the good in everything. Lord knows I do. And when it comes to Tim and his children, I believe, like, listen to me when I say this, and then I'm getting off. And we'll be back tonight to talk more about this, hopefully, maybe. I don't know. Because I really want to go into the Will Smith documents. But I know how when a man can't have a woman, and when especially like the father of your kids, and sometimes the mother of the children does these things as well. I'm just convinced that at this point, because I'm just like, I just cannot see Tim not loving his babies. You know what I'm saying? Have he strayed away from that love? There's a strong possibility. But I do feel like that his love and connection with his children was something in the very beginning. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just have to believe that. And I'm going off, y'all know, if I do this with Brene, I'm going to also do this with the other videos that I have seen that Brene put out. There was an incident where the way he holds his daughter, you know, the connection that he have, the incident where she was crying and he whispers in her ear and it calms her, you know, and it calms her immediately. Even listening to Akira talks, Akira, I'm gonna tell you, Akira has never once, not even on the stand, took away Tim being who he was in his children's life. Listen to what I said, who he was. But when Brene came on the scene and things started to get real messy, those things started to change, right? And I feel like because there's such a resentment with Akira, it causes him, like Tatiana says, that there's a resentment with the kids. I don't think it has anything to do with the child support. I think it has everything to do with the disconnection he has now with Akira. So a man would literally, like I say, they know our soft spots when it comes to our heart and how we feel about our children. You understand what I'm saying? So a man would use anything and do anything to hurt her. And I feel like he also uses these moments with the children to kind of hurt Akira as well. Sitting there saying that, hey, I didn't plan to have children, but yeah, they're here. I think that's all tied up into the bitterness that he has developed for Akira because she most definitely put her foot down and she made him stand on business when it came to, oh, this is where you want to be. You want to be with Brene? Okay, you're gonna have to stay over there with Brene. You understand what I'm saying? So I feel like what he's saying is all connected to him being mad at Akira, him having resentment towards Akira, the hate that he has towards her. I feel like that's all stem. That is what we call little man syndrome. That is what we call the little man syndrome. And so his feelings is hurt. His feelings is hurt. I'm gonna tell y'all also too what hurt. He wanted to be the one to walk away. He wanted to be the one to walk away from Akira. Now, even though he physically left the house on March the 5th, what hurt? He wanted Akira. Now, even though he physically, he didn't legally file for the separation. Akira filed for the separation. So he didn't get a chance to say, hey, I walked away from my wife legally. He didn't legally file. So he didn't get a chance to say, hey, legally. You didn't. Brene get a chance to say, hey, I separated from my wife, but Devin most definitely say I was the one who divorced her. You see what I'm saying? So it's like one of those legally. You didn't. Brene get a chance to say, hey, Devin most definitely say I was the one who divorced. So it's like one of those things that I feel like he was made. You know how it is, you get into an argument and then you didn't block your boyfriend before he blocked you, and then if he blocked you, you mad. Like he was mad. You know how it is, you get into a friend before block you, you mad. And it's almost like you got to get him to unblock you so you can block him back first. That's what I feel like this type of situation is when it comes to Tim. But yep, that's all I got to say, y'all. But very childish. Very childish. Very childish. Very. And in the same way, so when it comes to like what Meeks was saying, when it comes to Corinne and Brene, Tim slept with Corinne. He liked it. And from my understanding, it seemed like he didn't sleep with Corinne just one time. It happened a couple of times. And so she had to get her one up. Yeah, you may have slept with him, but I'm married to him. I'm the Mrs. Montague. So yeah, I do feel like when I hear people just one time, it happened a couple of times to get her one up. Yeah, you may have, like when I hear people's perspective on that this is not really for Akira, I believe it's a mixture of everything. It's for Akira to prove a point to Akira to prove a point to social media now, and also to prove a point and rub it in Korean's face. I believe it's a mixture of a point to social media now and Korean's face. Right. And he's not a prize. But I love you guys. I will talk to you all later. Y'all be blessed. Y'all stay blessed. We will see you guys on tonight. If you didn't get a chance to come up once again, we will try again tonight, okay? Later. Y'all be blessed. Y'all to come up once again. We will stay blessed. We will see you guys